Hey guys, welcome to this episode of the Go Mango Toku Cast. I'm your host of Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have...
Makotoa.
That's right. Cinderblaze is missing because that loser has a final! Anyway, on the show today, we're going to be reviewing for you Space 41 of Uchuu Sentai Kyuranger. I liked bits of this episode, and I didn't like a few other bits. Let's sort of just chop at this.
I agree.
I know you were excited about the beginning, so why don't you start us off?
So my excitement was that Lucky, gave that acknowledgement to Garu to let him pilot his mech, his ship, the heart of the Kyureno, in his stead while he took over the Oreo. And oh my gosh, just how excited Garu was. And he got so excited that he was just going overboard, according to
Hammy.
Yeah, Hammy. Which...
Let us not forget also that he has now formed a bond with his friend rival.
Best friend rival. The little lion cat.
Yeah, the lion cat?
What would you call it? Just
I'd start by calling it by its name.
I don't remember, honestly.
No, I'm not gonna tell you until you figure it out.
Are you sure you don't remember it?
Oh, I definitely remember it.
Okay, sure. Alright, well that's they have that bond, the little one. Other than that, Garu didn't... he did get a little bit more, because he kind of got to lead the sort of defensive wall when they landed onto the planet, and he got to kind of lead in with the battle against the... whatever... friggin' minion
the Jark
dudes.
Matter?
Is Jark Matter? Yeah. That's what we're called this time.
Yeah. This time! We're 40 episodes in!
Minions. Yeah. That fight scene was actually really great, actually.
Yeah, no, I love that fight scene a lot.
We've had a lot of good
what
fights.
Are you talking... Oh, well, don't forget, with the 4,
Kitama?
No, with the 4, Zords.
Right.
We used the Kyutama to break down those walls.
That was cool.
That was... Yeah, no, it was pretty cool. Especially for a cold open. I like the whole setup of the cold open.
Yeah.
I feel like that was not necessarily the strongest part of the episode, but definitely a highlight.
And then I think halfway in was like when Garu had his squad of him, Ho, Phoenix guy, Spada, and gosh, why am I having a hard time remembering anybody's names? Yeah, Kotaro. So their team kind of just held the minor villains back until this new enemy showed up, samurai looking guy, and you're the one who I guess you did watch it before when I I eventually watched it.
See,
did you notice that the first time around?
What? No. I did the watch along without you.
No, I'm talking about the sword.
Oh, the sword. No, yeah, I caught that the first time around. Because
nice.
I had my suspicions toward the beginning, because in the preview, we saw Shishi Red's dad show up. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, we have a new villain on the scene, and we haven't gotten to a lead in to see who his dad is. By the way, spoilers for the episode. So I was like, oh, that must be his dad. Oh wait, no, it's the fake out. But wait a second, that sword looks familiar. Oh frick! And lo and behold, it is him.
As decently set up that was, it's
no, it wasn't.
Didn't hit. Well,
I was sorely disappointed. It it undermined the not great arc of Shishiren's story. Like,
because his father was supposed to be dead.
Yeah, and there was actual weight to it. And, like, hey, time passes, people die, right? Why? I mean, I understand why they brought him back and made him the Darth Vader to Lucky's Luke.
Yeah, yeah, I noticed that.
It's a little frustrating. And to see him, like, also, I thought they were subverting tropes. You know, subverting tropes where, oh, hey, the parent isn't actually, like, brainwashed or anything. He's legitimately dead. And they backtracked so hard on that. Right. They said, hey, he's actually alive, and also he's he's mind controlled. He can't control his... come on, guys! I thought we were past this.
Yeah.
I thought you were better than this. And then you betrayed my trust.
I mean, I think I was being a little bit more forgiving of it because it's, even though it was not great, it didn't fail me as much as I felt that the dad situation with Yamato failed me. To be honest, from Zyuohger. Because, like, just came at the worst timing, and it didn't feel like it was supposed to be something that should have taken, like, time to build up to, and it just kind of all happened at the end.
Look, I understand what you're saying. Also, this is a bit of a tangent, but for Kyuranger, again, my love for that part of it that was then stifled was the subversion of tropes.
Yeah.
And then they went back on it. Whereas with Zyuohger, they did something different with the father story. Yeah, it was handled pretty sloppily, but we had the structure of something that was different, and that's what I liked about it.
So the structure of
it was like, well, it was like, hey, we're doing something. Nah.
Okay.
No, we're not. So we're doing the same old.
For Zyuohger, it was like,
gotcha.
For Zyuohger, it was like, okay, we like this development, because I'm not gonna lie. Every time Yamato was having daddy issues and he was like showing it emotionally, it felt real and you cared for the character. Mm-hmm. But I think...
and on top of that, like, I feel like a lot of that also has to do with Yamato's actor.
Yeah.
He put in a lot of work to sell those scenes.
Yeah.
Lucky, however, he isn't really that great at it.
No, he's kind of a one-trick pony a little bit, and he gets anger across real well.
That was shown in this episode too.
I don't think he gets, like, that crushing, I guess, emotion of losing, I guess, somebody who you thought was supposed to be your hero or something, and like that conflict going on in him, it didn't emote as well through the actor. No. And I mean, even if it did, it still wouldn't have been a great, the plot twist and stuff, and it just kind of, like you said, brought back the tropes. And I'm just glad that it's not happening in the middle of, like, the very, very final fight, and it's sort of detracting randomly out of it.
This is really just sort of one wrench in the plan to get us to those final episodes, like, to stretch it out just a bit more. Again, well, like, I feel like they had this planned, at least in the early stages or near the beginning, but even still, I'm not too happy with it. Speaking of bringing back, boy, did they bring back that Black Cross King suit. They legitimately just repainted it. And I looked at the one that they used for the Go Kaija vs. Go Sager movie. It is exactly the same.
That's
the
incredible.
Original one was white, like almost entirely white with like a black face. Here, the thing wasn't painted to begin with, so they just put on a fresh coat and sent it out.
Yeah.
I mean,
when you showed me the image.
Yeah.
When you showed me the image while we were watching, it was just like, wow, I wonder, if the Japanese audience has that same retention span, but shoot, because
I'm sure.
I thought it was just a nod to way back first Sentai when they had like a evil cross.
No, the Black Cross King. I mean, I feel like it's technically the same character.
Probably.
It's just the one in Gokaiger.
Yeah, just a redesign.
Yeah. Or like an upgrade.
But yeah, and then like he uses his powers to put everybody into their own worst nightmare type thing, and like you gotta hand it to the Kyurangers, like they were putting in the acting for that scene.
I mean, one might say they were putting in a bit too much acting.
Like Hammy?
Well, not Hammy. Oddly enough, she wasn't hamming it up. But in the background, you saw Stinger, and this guy has the chops to pull, like, those bigger emotions. So he was just all over the place, just, like, swinging and yelling. And I was like, dude, okay, hold up. Calm down.
he was like the background anomaly that Sparta usually is. You're just like watching the scene, and then you see him in the background just kind of flailing around like he's possessed. Just like man. Oh yeah, that was that did take you out of it a little bit, but like
it did. Yeah,
despite all of the mess, I really love that Garu was kind of like the last man standing against the
that was cool.
The samurai dude. So it kind of like, he got that little bit of extra class that they sometimes or typically put the Blue Ranger right hand man type character.
Well, I mean, like it is that technically the second in command position.
Yeah.
And like he obviously has to be the second best, I suppose.
I mean, I don't think that really applies here for the most part.
It doesn't.
Because we've got so many people in charge. Like, we've got so many people who could take on leader roles with Tsurugi.
Well, okay, so Sho, he's more of the tactician. Tsurugi, he's kind of he's sort of the washed up leader, and he's more of like get the information from this guy. He has the information, and then Sho uses that information to come up with the plans. Lucky executes
you can like kind of put them into smaller parts, but I think that they've had their own moments where they led the team, especially Tsurugi.
Yeah, no. I mean, like that. I feel like that was just the growing pains of adding them to the team.
Yeah, so I just think
until they fell into their roles.
I mean, it doesn't feel like for the most part, Blue or Okami Blue Garu actually fit that typical Blue role where he was like really powerful and a force to be reckoned with. I feel like Blue in this show has more been a comic relief character. And then like, endearing because he's a dog, cute, whatever, or like, his loyalty to Lucky is kind of his more I don't know, more of a serious emotion he evokes.
I don't know, I still feel like they're playing up that thing of him being a dog.
I'm fine with that because I do find it endearing, but so it was nice that he kind of got to fit the Blue mold where he was actually like holding his own and trying to help specifically Lucky keep the guy away from him because he figured out who he was or something.
I don't know. To me, I understand the whole trope. Well, not trope, but like the whole thing of, oh, he's a dog, he's loyal. But also, it stifles his character a little bit just because, like, he's just become this side piece to Lucky. And Lucky doesn't even, like, pay too much attention to it.
Yeah, that's true. To be honest.
And, like,
it's like when
he has the potential to have, more motivation. What if he did meet another one of his race, but they turned evil? Oh wait, no. Then again, we did that with Stinger.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Just something different that gives him a bit more agency. That gives him a bit more like personal motivation. I get like, oh, his family, like everyone, he's the last of his race. That sort of situation.
His clan.
Yeah, and like it. I don't know. it would have been nice, like, if he found a love interest, like I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. It just, I feel like they're really not using that character all that well. And most times they're not using that character at all.
Comic relief, really, is what he gets
used.
But
I feel like we've talked about most of the important stuff. Do you have any final thoughts on this episode?
I think I mean, towards the end, when Lucky kind of, finally sees that it's his father, and that was when he was like, oh yeah, I believe my father was a good man, and then nope, and then everybody gets whisked off.
No, even that setup,
mm-hmm.
like, that doesn't technically get turned around. His father wasn't evil. He hasn't been evil. He's just possessed.
Yeah.
And they tease that. They tease it, and this could have been somewhat of a callback to Die Ranger, how spoiler alert for Die Ranger, if you want to check out Toku Turnback, I have Die Ranger stuff all over that. But the Red Ranger's dad did turn out to be evil, but that was toward the beginning, so that we could have used that could have been a callback, but no, again, possessed, and it's frustrating that it's always
I'm not gonna lie, like, for the most part we never got to see his face when he was good, because they had this like freaking blaring white,
well, it's always the same clip, so once they gave us the remastered version, or rather the despecialized version, we finally got to see his face.
And what that did, though, is make it so that when he was first revealed in his actual face in present time, he was a villain in that position. And then he's always had a villain-like role throughout the show every time his face was shown. So he shows up, and I don't even see him as a good guy anymore. He just is evil to me. Because we never got to see his face really when he was good, until like when they recently, like you said, went back and despecialized.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
we're leading up to the finale, so
yeah, we're getting there, and we're going at a pace. But this was not the heavy hitter of the week. That definitely goes to Build. If you want to check out that review, hit the icon above to go to it, or maybe it's going to be in the it's at the end card. Yeah, it's the end card. Anyways, guys, that just about does it for our coverage of this episode. If you like this episode, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to hear more from us each week. And also, tell Alex how much you like Pringles, more than he does, and how much he sucks for having a final.
This gotta stop, man. This gotta stop.
Anyways, guys, thanks for listening. Keep it juicy.
Later.